Hey guys, Andre here. Welcome to the video. I got to do this intro outside, and as you can see, it's pouring snow because I have roommates and I'm trying to be considerate and not wake them up this early in the morning. But I'm gonna do a full day of eating for you today. So this is what I eat in a day to stay fit and healthy, and let's get into it. All I had this morning when I woke up is a black coffee, and I try to get in 10,000 steps every day ever since I got this fitness tracker watch. So I'm gonna start off the day trying to get ahead of it and take the dog for a walk. I have this normal walking route that I do that'll probably put me around 7,000 steps. It takes about an hour. I usually use these walks as an opportunity to learn something new by listening to a podcast or an audiobook, and it's a good time to just like relax and take in the scenery. Alright, back at the house and ready for meal number one. I'm gonna give you guys like a general overview of like how I eat. So I've been doing time restricted eating for a year, maybe a year and a half now. That's where I will only eat within an 8-hour window, and then for the other 16 hours, it's like your fasted state. Now, while I might be getting like some minimal benefits of fasting from that, the main reason I do it is so I don't overeat. Because if I was eating constantly throughout the day, I'd probably be 300 pounds by now. So I tend to eat high protein, high fat, and low carb. Most of the carbs I eat come from vegetables, and I try to avoid things like potatoes and bread and rice, anything that's like just carbohydrate focused, because I just feel like I feel better when my blood glucose isn't like spiking up and down throughout the day, and I just feel better on a high fat diet. Alright, here we are with meal number one. I've got some sauteed spinach, some scrambled eggs, some canned salmon. And I know what you're thinking, canned salmon, that sounds disgusting, but if I bought actual wild Alaskan salmon, I wouldn't be able to afford giant bottles of hot sauce like this. So I eat it out of the can. Then I got avocado, olives, and sauerkraut that's homemade, which is fermented cabbage, if you guys don't know what that is. I try to eat some form of fermented foods a couple times a day because it's got natural probiotics in it, and it's like super good for your gut. And it's just also super fun to ferment foods, I think, so I try to eat them all the time. Alright, meal number one down. I will put the macros on the screen now, and I'm gonna get going on making dinner because I'm gonna make a beef stew, and it's gonna take a while. Alright, so I've made this beef stew a couple times this winter, seemingly every time it snows, because honestly, nothing tastes better than a hot bowl of beef stew when it's like cold and wintry outside. So check this out, you're gonna wanna make this. I'm gonna go through it pretty quick. Chuck roast, cubed. Salt and pepper. Heat up a heavy bottom stock pot and sear the meat. Chopped onion. A full head of garlic. Deglaze with red wine. Tomato paste. Beef back in, cover with beef broth, balsamic vinegar, Worcestershire sauce, soy sauce, a whole bunch of thyme, a dash of cinnamon, and then just let this sit at a bare simmer with the lid on for 3 hours or until the beef is almost tender. Alright, I'm gonna have a little snack while I do the dishes. I literally have to weigh these out, or else I will just eat the entire bag in one sitting. So this is really the best way for me to portion control. Alright guys, on second thought, I'm gonna stick this in the oven at 325 for the whole time because it's way more hands-off. I've done both, like simmering it on the stove and putting it in the oven, and the oven's just way easier, so I'm gonna do that. Last step is to chop all the vegetables that you're gonna put in, and these are gonna go in the last hour. The reason we don't put them in now is because they'll get way too soft, so I let it go for 3 hours and then I put in the vegetables. I'm gonna go with celery, radish, parsnips, carrots, jalapenos, and mushrooms. Alright, done. Alright guys, with all that prep work for dinner out of the way, It's time to go train. So I already lifted like full body the past 2 days. So today I'm gonna go do some cardio. I'm thinking I'm gonna go try to get some swimming in if the pool's open. So let's get to it. Good swim. Alright guys, I'm back from the gym. The swim was good. Made myself a protein shake. It's nothing crazy. It's got whey protein, blueberries, hemp hearts, some cinnamon, some cayenne, and some raw milk kefir, which is like a fermented milk beverage. And I make my own. I remember I mentioned this earlier that I have an emphasis on fermented foods, and I swear, ever since I started drinking raw milk kefir, particularly with my whey protein, I like never fart anymore. You can like ask my friends, I used to have the worst farts like constantly. I think it was from all the whey protein, but ever since I added raw milk kefir to my diet, I literally never fart anymore. I'm convinced that's the reason. I just wanted to speak for a minute on the quality of ingredients that I'm putting in my body. So if you've noticed, a lot of the calories I'm consuming are from animal products like eggs, cheeses, dairy, and meats. And because of that, I find it really important to make sure that those animal products are of highest quality that they can be. So whenever possible, I try to get organic grass-fed beef because the nutritional profile of it is far superior to traditional grain-fed beef. And something like the eggs that I consume, I make sure to get pasture-raised eggs because those chickens are able to eat a much more diverse diet if they can live on a pasture, and they're much happier, and I think that translates into the eggs. Anyway, let's go check up on this stew because it's smelling amazing right now. Alright, so this has been going for 3 hours. The beef's like almost tender, so I'm gonna chuck the vegetables in now. And then put that in for another hour. Alright guys, check out this beef stew. This thing looks so freaking good. I put some cheddar cheese on top. Alright guys, beef stew is done and it's so freaking good. So I typically eat those first 2 meals, like at least a variation of them every single day. And then like dinners where I spice it up, like do something more creative typically. And I'm telling you guys, beef stew in the winter, you gotta make it, it's so good. Something with like this many ingredients, I don't bother tracking the calories and the macros or anything like that. You know, as long as I hit my protein target for the day, that's really all I care about. So I'm just gonna call it good with this bowl right here. Alright guys, that was it. That's what I eat in a day to stay lean and healthy and fit and just keep me feeling good. If you guys like this kind of content, feel free to drop me a like and subscribe if you want to see more videos. And I'll see you in the next one.